Welcome to Aaron and Ellie's Year in Review.
This year, one of the biggest things that happened was our matrimony station.
We got married.
But backtracking, another one of the biggest things that happened this year, and a fun memory, was Japan. In March, about mid-March for me, we were able to go to Japan. I was able to stay there for 3 weeks, and Aaron stayed there for 2 weeks. We were able to visit his family, church friends, school friends.
Basically everyone that at least heard stories about, kind of, unless they're, people from my class who moved on. But it was really cool to be there and visit all these people. But we were there originally because Ellie was teaching at Christian Academy in Japan, my old school, high school. But she taught first grade there. So that was like 2 birds, 1 stone. We got to kind of have like a mini vacation, see my parents, see where I grew up, and also student teach, which was one of Ellie's requirements for Moody, for her junior year at Moody.
So that was really good. Just amazing timing that obviously God orchestrated for us.
But then when we got back, it was like all out sprint to the wedding. Ellie finished school. We somewhat planned summer stuff with church, but then it was like every day, as soon as I was off work or she was done school stuff, we had to plan wedding stuff and get us upset.
It was fun.
It was.
Aaron's family was able to come. We were able to spend some time together just a few days before the wedding. So,
wedding done.
Wedding.
Summer.
Yeah, that was fun. Summer.
Was that? I guess it was a highlight. So then we jumped back and we had to go into VBS, Vacation Bible School, where I was in charge of the entire thing. Like, I was the director, and she was the preschool director, so she was like one of the team of leaders. So it just meant we both had really big roles and a lot of places to be, things to do. Basically, our like 2 weeks after getting back from the honeymoon were all stuff to do with Vacation Bible School. And then after that, we had our church block party, which was a lot of stuff, and I also preached a sermon. So it was like figuring out how we did this church thing and ministry thing together. So that was like a highlight, but also just learning was exciting. And then we jumped back into the fall. She went back to school for her final semester.
The hardest semester by far. But it was a very interesting semester.
Because we went from basically like coming home at the end of the day and just relaxing together and like figuring out how to do this whole life thing together, like live in the same place, be with someone 24/7, to doing that but being there and her having to come home and do more work while I came home and was like shutting down at the end of the day somewhat.
So a lot of trying to balance.
And I think we made it through well.
Fall.
We had the fall festival.
That was fun.
Fall fest for the second time, which meant apple bobbing. We had like hay down in the basement. We had it all decorated with leaves, caramel apples.
Photo booth.
Whoa, see, we are married. That was the end of October, and then somewhere in there, I think before that, I preached once, so it was busy with a lot of stuff. And then we jumped right into Thanksgiving.
But before that, we were able to get away for a weekend.
I'm not sure what you said.
And so we got to go to New York, and it was a blast. We got to see like everything in 3 days. If you think, if it's in a movie, if Home Alone went there, or if whatever movie decided to go there, we probably made it there in the 3 days, which was crazy and awesome, and we were tired, but it was a blast. So that was like a mini break, but not really, because Ellie was still doing homework. And then we almost basically we had a church bazaar for Thanksgiving where we also gave out food, which we weren't a large part of.
Looking
And
for restaurants.
so we had this Thanksgiving thing, and then that brought us to Christmas, which we'll talk about the ministry aspects of Christmas in detail. And then if you go to the very bottom of this post, we'll be talking about the family stuff that we got to do.